Good evening, all. Ira Epstein. Here we are with your SPDR ETF stock market wrap-up, and this wrap-up is for Monday, the 16th of September, 2024. So now we're 48 hours away or so from the FOMC decision on Wednesday. You know, all that I hear on financial TV, is it 50, is it 25? Folks, it doesn't matter. You're getting a rate cut. They can adjust. If they go 50 now, they may say, well, we're far enough. We can go 25. If they go 25 now, they can step in November and go, we'll go 50. I mean, the election is November 5th. Okay, when is the FOMC meeting in November? I don't think they're going to look political. They can do what they want. The question is, do they go aggressive now because the Fed's nature is to be not aggressive, or do they go aggressive now to get ahead of a curve? That's what they have to explain, whatever their action's going to be. Don't forget, we also get the Bank of England and Bank of Japan central banks this week, so you've got that. There's a lot more. Tomorrow is one of those days where we get a lot of information. Red Book Group comes out with their U.S. retail sales at 750. We get the monthly industrial production and capacity utilization data. That comes out at 8:15. The National Association of Home Builders, the Marketing Housing Index, separate number there, comes out at 9. Business inventories will come out at 9. We're going to get the API Institute numbers, and they come out at 3:30 in the afternoon. Now, late today, actually it began in the morning, but I saw the chairman of Intel. They are on board as a company to get as much as 3.5 more billion on top of what they get, 19 or something, for chips from the government. And they've announced that Amazon has approved and likes the chip they've got, and they've joined into a force to form a partnership, Intel's foundry business. This may separate itself from the regular business. We'll find out more as time goes on. They may bring in other partners, but it's a big step and a positive one for Intel. Something to pay attention today, and I did, was when a New York State manufacturing survey came out, it was an 11.5 reading. The prior was a negative 4.7. They were looking for a 3.9, but it doesn't end there. Each one of these numbers was materially better. So is this a turn or a one-off in that region? That's something you want to keep your eye on, all right? Now, what we want to look at is, what did the chart action look like today? Well, in the Dow, you're going to hear it's up to an all-time high. I know, but it's 30 stocks. You didn't do it in the NASDAQ. You didn't do it in the S&P. You certainly didn't do it in the Russell. Understand that. Your metal markets are waffling. That's the word I want to use here on this rally against some key Bollinger Band numbers. You can see that on NVIDIA sank today, 232. I was looking to see how Boeing would do today with the strike, and it shouldn't be up, it should be down. And it was down $1.22. Now, the key for Boeing is to make this strike as short as they can. You don't want to really see it go beyond 2 weeks. So if they can get it done there, they've got about $12 billion, $13 billion in the bank. They can get through that period without raising capital. They have about $59 billion in debt. And they've got a good order book. Now, the question is, can they meet the orders and get them out? Because their cash flow comes from getting those planes out. Yeah, GE, Transderm, they all hit record highs today. So some of these companies, if you understand their business model, whatever happens to Boeing today doesn't matter. It's sales going down the road. And that's what they look at, because these things take years to materialize. Boeing's problem is unique because it affects their cash flow. Boeing, by the way, put a hiring freeze on. Travel's being cut back. Furloughs are being discussed. They're doing all the things to hunker down, save capital right now. Look for them to do these things. Amazon and Netflix both lower. Schwab up. Little surprise there in Schwab, because I've been wondering how the stocks are going to do of the brokerage companies if interest rates come down, because interest income to Schwab and other companies, the spread they make on the money that you invest, It's a big part of their income all the way through. GM was up today. You were up in Ford, but Rivian sinking away. Is it going to go into that $12 area? So we'll see. I think Citi came out in Boeing, by the way. They're holding to where they were. They as long as they can get these deals done, they're favorable. And remember, union people, you don't want to break the company. You'll all be out of work if they go. So keep that in the back of your mind. Don't wish to hurt the company. You want to save them and you want to get a good deal for yourself. Okay, so let me come back here. I hit the wrong button there. And let's get to our first chart, which is Visa. And I have to write that gentleman today. I got buried, and I'll do that in a little bit here. But up and away, new high on the move. So, I remember when the pandemic happened in our office was last time I saw a lot of the staff that we had in the office. They moved the office. There's so much going on here that people are now all over. And what we were talking about is eventually Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, Stripe, all these type of companies, they're going to do well as people just keep buying because cheaper and cheaper money. But it hasn't been a straight road. It's taken a while. But if you take a look, just since the end of July, this stock has soared. I mean, you're pushing 290 and you were just down into the 250s. That's a pretty big rally that you've had here. What, double-digit rally? When you look to see where the market's at, you got higher lows, higher highs, doing well there. Higher lows, higher highs, a bullish crossover. You know what I think when that happens? You hear me talk about it. When this 18-day average gets over the 100-day, normally markets go up and make higher highs at the end of the day. Not that day, but at the end of the move. All right. So if we come back here, I think you can see from where it happened, the market took, just a few days, and all of a sudden you went up there. Now you're going on and you're continuing to make these higher highs. Part of it has to do with that. I would be careful about buying the Bollinger Band. It has dropped back nicely, continued on, and you have an embedded reading. So you know that these are the breaks, that if you're going to buy on the breaks, that's what you want to do. Don't pay up. Let it come back to you. Rivian's void of a trend. It's sideways market here. I've mentioned for months on end that I thought it could eventually get back to wherever the Bollinger Band and the 100-day average. We certainly made a run for it there. Then we popped up, stopped at the 200-day average, and you're just whipping back and forth here at that 18-day average. In the end, I'm friendly that stock. I think it's going to go. CrowdStrike, sideways action. And what I said was, I think this is the worst of the situation, the best. You probably got to come down a little bit and spin around in there before you want to do much. I have not changed my opinion at all. In uranium, you are caught between Bollinger Band highs, lows. You bounce each time when you hit that band back to the 18-day average. You do see that. Here you missed it one time, and then you made a new low when you got under that. But that pattern's been holding up fairly well. If I had to give the end market a nod, I can't. It's not doing anything. It's got to prove that it can make another run by getting over 2602 and holding that to get up to the 20, let's call it the 28, that's 2737 level. Okay, we'll see if it can do it, but I don't see a big story. Dell, again, sideways action, caught in this spinning around right here. Show me when you break out. See, each time you're coming up, you're getting overbought, and you only stay over or under a Bollinger Band 5% of the time. I want to remind you all as we get into the metal markets, and we'll be there in a minute. Remember, my metal report is up on the website. We've had a lot of people view the report. There is a link you can get to by clicking up here at any point. You can go to iraepstein.com, look at the top left. You will see the report. Give it a click. It'll take you right in there. And my subscribers have different instructions, my paid subscribers. Higher high, lower low, okay. And you're going to see this in the other home builder ETF, XHB. That's basically where you're at. You know what they're looking at. These markets, they're licking their chops. Whoa, we're going to get interest rates down. Well, you got to get under 6%. If you can get them under 6%, then we all have to take a look real hard at the MBA mortgage numbers. Are people opening the doors? Are people visiting? Are they kicking the tires? Are they putting money down? Are they refinancing? What does that do? We're at 6.2. We're not far from it. Remember, that's a full percentage point down, but it came so late in. It's still summer, so don't get me wrong. There's still traffic, but under 6 is probably a turbocharger. Lower highs, lower lows. You can see what the market's doing right here. In XLI, I think you're caught in the Bollinger Bands right now, so be a bit careful. XLE, you lost the bearish embedded reading. I happen to think you're going to go up to the 18-day average. Tomorrow, that'll be probably around the 87.94 area, something like that. It's bound to fall a little bit. I was doing some of the math earlier. Now, remember what I said in GLD and so on. I'll show you what we did in the report in a minute here. Don't leave at the very end. But you're riding the Bollinger Band. You're just over it. I expect it to pull back in there. So would I go chasing it? Absolutely not. I talk about that in my report. SLV, well, you can see the Silver Trust pulling back a little bit. But I want to come here. The 18-day average and the 100 have come together. Are we going to get a bullish crossover where the 18 gets over that? If it does, that gets me even friendlier than in the gold market. You are overbought, though, in momentum like in the gold. In the copper, we've had a bear market rally where you finally have been able to close over the 18-day average. We'll see if it can stay like that, but you can see the battleground. And here, similar to what we have in the silver, look at this. The 18 and the 200-day average, same price. So you're starting to get over that. Long term, I'm friendly to metal markets, okay? The reason is inflation will take a while to get down to where the Fed wants it, and we're going to throw money at this economy to save labor, put money in people's pockets, they'll buy goods, they buy goods, the metal markets go with it. That's a basic idea. It's always more complicated, but that's the basics. Now, TLT, BND, obviously they're up going into whatever the report's going to be. But is this going to be buy the rumor, sell the fact, even if they get 50 basis points? I haven't the slightest idea. I know that what I want to do is be with no positions, basically, that can be a lot of exposure, holding on to other things, and have money on the side to take advantage of whatever happens. That's where I think that I want my people to be. Higher lows, higher highs. Okay, coming back down in the dollar. On my futures markets, we nailed the dollar. You know, every now and then you get really right in these currencies because they just go and it's really gone. And we were fortunate to catch it. Higher high, lower low in the euro, and you just saw the dollar, so you put it all together. You try to come up with a game plan, and one of them are these reports that I'm putting out. Now, I can already tell you this will be off the board Wednesday, and I'm putting up another metal report on Thursday, so you don't get to see these again. If you want to see them, you want to take advantage when I put them up. So this will be off. I don't know the time Wednesday, but we've checked the computer. It's definitely off. The charts will look like that. You'll get all the commentary as I talk about the markets, where they're going. I don't use candlesticks, but they look so nice. We said, why not put them on that? I'm going to talk world events for certain. You'll hear a bit of that. Time sensitive, it's about now. It's not about what to do 6 months from now. It's about seasonality. I'll be talking all that all the way through. So, Ira Epstein, the special market report, iraepstein.com. Take a look on the top left. You'll see it. If you want to go under my research, you'll see it there. You can also move your cursor to the top up here. You'll have an icon and go with it from that point too. I'm Ira. I'll catch up with you all in the morning. At least we get a bit more information to look at. You have yourself a great evening.